My name is Lisa Moore, and I am the program coordinator for the art department here at Sandburg College. Well, this particular year is a smaller than average show in terms of number of pieces, but the quality of the work is very high, and I'm very pleased looking around at the variety and the quality of the work that we have. Everything is well presented, and the artists have obviously put a lot of effort into their work this year. Well, of course, it varies a great deal. Sometimes you'll just sit down to something and it'll come out in minutes. I look around and I see a couple of pieces that I know probably took less than a half an hour. On the other hand, pieces, particularly if you look at something like this beaded dress, when you're talking about hours and hours of very fine work. So it kind of depends on the medium of the piece. Some things are more spontaneous, and others are, you know, obviously a lot more time consuming. Well, we definitely have acrylic, oil, pencil, marker, photography. There is pen and ink. The dress is stitching and beadwork. We have welded metal and ceramic. There's some tied fabric, and I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but for as small a show as it is, a great deal of variety.
I'm Jessica Van Nice, and I'm a photographer. I have been in photography for about 5 years, since high school. This is my piece in the studio that I just won for here at the Sandburg Art Show. This was part of my final project from last semester in my digital photography class. We had to do a book with a theme, and my theme was arts galleries. And originally I was going to go and take pictures at several different artists' studios that I knew, but I started out with Knox College, their art studios, and they had so much there that I just went with that. And so this is one of my best pictures from that show. I also have another triptych over here that I had to do for, we had to do 3 self-portraits, and so I ended up turning it into a triptych. It's called Overwhelmed. It stemmed from just being stressed at school, like any other student, and this is the product. There is a few other pieces though that I really love at this show. Lori has a beautiful pot over here. I think the colors that she used are really nice, and I really love just the smooth shape of it contrasted with the nice textures at the top. So I thought that she did a really nice job with that. And I also really enjoyed this painting right over here by Abby Nichols. And again, just a good composition, good colors, and I really enjoyed that piece also. After Sandburg, I plan to move on to hopefully the University of Iowa in Iowa City. I want to get my bachelor's in photography, and I then would like to get my master's in library sciences and eventually be a librarian.
One of my classes over there was tie dressmaking, and I learned how to design a tie dress and actually make a pattern for it, like using a lot of math, and get the fabric for it and sew it together. And then I actually modeled this for a fashion shoot, so it's custom tailored for me. So all of this is each singly hand sewn, hand put on. I looped it over twice so it will stay. The tassels on the edge are all like interwoven, and there's a design on the back. And this is Thai silk, and that's Thai cotton, specially made just from Thailand. You can't get it anywhere else. I went to Udon Thani Vocational College, and they have Thai cooking, Thai dressmaking, and Thai art, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And this was probably my favorite class that I got to do. One of my favorite parts, my Thai teacher taught me how to make little flowers out of scraps of fabric. So we put a little like flower corsage on it too.
Hi, my name's Maggie Appel, and this is one of my pieces here in the art show at Sandburg. It's untitled. I didn't really have too much thought when I did this. I just kind of went by whatever. It's oil pastel, and I don't really plan my stuff out when I make it. I first kind of started out with doing a sky, and then it's kind of a mix between mountains and waves, and then there's the reflection of the moon, so it's kind of whatever you want to be. I've been into art ever since kind of into junior high. I've taken a lot of art classes, and since I got here at Sandburg, I've just gotten really into art, and Lisa Moore has taught me so much this semester, and definitely look forward to keeping in art. I was thinking about going into art education, so it's been a really rewarding year. And I was really honored to help set out the whole art show. There's about 10 of us that did it, and it was really nice. And there's definitely a lot of pieces here that I like. My favorite one is probably over here. It's, I'm not sure of her name, but it's a man, and it's kind of neon colors. It's for a life drawing class. It's pretty nice.
My name is John Hendrickson, and I'm a sophomore here at Sandburg College, and this is my artwork, and I would say that my artwork is as much about the form as it is the function of the piece. When I make my art, I plan on it being used by somebody, you know, the actual functionality. The piece is a mixture of terracotta and porcelain, and it's a layering technique I use. You have to get both of the clays the exact same consistency, and then you wedge them into each other, and you throw them. And there's a degree of difficulty when doing this. So, and then the finished product you see now is all attained in the trimming process. So it really is a process, you know, that's yeah, I have fun with it. I fire all the kilns and mix all the glazes, and I'm a talent grant student, so I just try to help out around the studio and help all the new art students. So.
Chuck Carnes for Untitled Bowl, John Hendrickson for Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, Preston Schrader for Eiffel Tower, Abby Nichols for Untitled Bust, Megan Robinson for Poolside, Maggie Apple for Yellow Flowers. And those are all the honorable mentions. Best photographic is Jessica Van Nice for In the Studio. Best painting, Megan Robinson for Georgina. Best drawing, Julia Marassa for Modern Boy. Best ceramic / 3D, Lori Dunbar for Entitled. Juror's choice, there's 2 jurors' choice. The first one is to Bobby Johnson for the work I Dance Alone in the Park Tonight. And the second is Monica Schumacher for the Thai Dress. And the best of show goes to Lord Dunbar for the Koi Fountain.